Hello and welcome to the Listening Post's unboxing channel on YouTube. Today I'm unboxing ELAC's Vela 407 floor standing speaker. While not new, I sometimes revisit some models, and this is one that is dear to my heart. It's absolutely stunning. It forms an almost compact floor standing speaker, but with ELAC's Jet 5 tweeter at the top and a 2.5 way design with some of the most brilliant and iconic drive units for mid and bass drivers from ELAC, we end up with a speaker that grips and controls down to 30 Hz, all the way up to 50 kHz with that folded ribbon tweeter. It's astonishing that they can manage to deliver such a prestigious amount of scale, bass response and control from such a modest sized speaker. So, as always, ELAC's floor standing speakers are packaged in 2 individual cartons. We're going to concentrate on one of them today. Look, hang around for some photographs. We'll use the second carton to show the unboxing from a photography perspective. The boxes are very muted in design. There's a little bit of information, and on one end we've got the scan codes associated with the model and serial number along with the colour, which is white. There's a check seal on one end and quite clearly open top for the purposes of stacking and packing. Opening this was really straightforward. I mean, it's as simple. A quick nick of the tape and then very carefully draw the knife across the packing tape. It's ELAC branded. This is a nice little touch. And at this point, just sort of give it a nudge or give it a push, because it's also stapled closed. The next part of it, there's no elegant way, and again, as I always say, please get rid of all of the staples quickly after opening to ensure you don't cut yourself or damage the speakers that you're about to unbox. Folding the box open, we see immediately a caution logo, a caution sticker. The speakers in the Vela range don't come with grills. You can buy them as an accessory if you would want to, but it's important to understand when unboxing these that you take the greatest care not to wrap your fingers around the front of the speaker, because there is no grill or other protection that some speakers may have. The packaging is moulded foam. There's an end and top, all beautifully folded and moulded to the speaker itself. Once you've pulled that out, the first thing you see is one of the accessory boxes. It's labelled as such, and it sits towards the back of the speaker to offer a little bit of impact resistance. The accessories are associated with the bottom plate and feet. And again, hang around for some close-ups. I'll show you any number of things as far as the accessories, but here we've got some foam pads, we've got some milled cups, spikes, and Allen key and hex screws for fixing the bottom plate onto the bottom of the speaker. Now, lifting the speaker out is relatively straightforward. These aren't very large. Again, as I said, they're compact. So they're not very heavy as far as needing to sort of roll the box over and lift it off. You can genuinely lift the speaker out. The top has a slight angle to it, which makes it easy to identify, and the base is where you kind of need to use to grip around should you need to. My recommendation is that one hand on the top and then the other one in the slot between the packaging enables you to grab the speaker and carefully kind of take it off. Now I'm going to lean it up against the other box for a moment. The top of the Vela range has an acoustic dampened panel at the top, and it's on an angle. You'll see that it's not easy to sort of sit it flat, and again when I hang around for the photographs you'll see close-ups of it. So as I pause, we look at the accessories. So in the bottom of the box is a basic manual about the Vela range, clearly specific to the 407. There's a little bit of polystyrene, just a little thin one, because it's here, after removing the central part, that one of the key elements in accessories is hidden. It's quite heavy, and it's separately boxed for a good reason. So I'll get rid of all of that. We'll concentrate on that for a moment. A simple nick, and the accessory box is opened to reveal assembly information, a little bit of closed cell foam for protection, and then the speaker's extremely heavy steel base plate. Now it's here on the base plate that the associated spikes will go in, and the screws which marry up with the base of the speaker, which we'll see in a moment. It's dreadfully heavy. It's designed to not only offer some outrigger support from a stability perspective, but also lower the centre of gravity and pin these speakers to the ground, helping with that prestigious bass that it can produce. Now looking at the speaker, and again I warn you, because of the angled top, the next process is not as straightforward. You can see naturally it wants to tip over. The opening of the bag is very straightforward, a simple nick. And then the cloth bag from underneath is very, very straightforward to just quietly tear open. There is a rubber foot underneath. Now that is designed to offer acoustic and vibration insulation between the base of the speaker and the bottom plate. This has been beautifully thought out, and again it's to stop any vibration transferring between the speaker and the floor. Now naturally at this point you would normally stop and put the plate on, but we're going to pause and just sort of rotate the speaker onto that foot temporarily so that it's not as unstable. Then take the bag and then the cloth protective bag off so that we can have a look at the speaker for the first time. Revealing it is one of those joys. The Vela range has always been absolutely stunning, and the finish and polish quality of this is second to none. Again, as I mentioned, the angular top and the acoustic treatment that they add ensures that they're managing the reflection of the speaker and the tweeter into the space brilliantly. Leaning it forward, you'll see that there are no parallel lines in this speaker. Even the front is slightly curved, tapered, with very deep curves, and then tapered towards the back. The front is wider than the back, offering a somewhat wing shape despite its very compact design. And you'll see immediately what I mean by compact. It's tiny. There's the Jet 5 tweeter along with a disbursement ring around it. Again, they've reserved their best technology for the speaker range. The now iconic sort of triangular pressing of the mid-range and bass driver. Again, this is a 2.5 way design with approximately 150mm mid-range and bass driver. The bass is reinforcing in that crossover network to ensure that essentially it's a bookshelf speaker with a bass driver to continue the low frequency response down an octave or two. Even the bass drivers themselves, the ring around, which helps to obviously physically connect the speaker drive unit into the cabinet, is even tapered with grooves to ensure that the management of its reflection is also taken into account. Looking down, we see that the height of the speaker is to ensure that the tweeter and mid-range are sitting at an appropriate height to disperse well into the room. And the cabinet itself is used for the bass management or airflow management associated with bass. There's the iconic ELAC logo at the bottom, and spinning it around you see one of the design elements that ELAC have introduced in this Vela range, and that's this sort of tapered steel foot. And again, I remind you to hang around for some photographs where you'll see me drill into a few of these features so you can see them very closely. The speaker has a floor firing port, and it fires down into a disbursement plate created with both the steel plate and the foot that we see. That disbursement and air management is beautifully engineered, and it means this ultra compact speaker from a depth and physics perspective can still manage the airflow and pressure inside the cabinet very, very well. Again, looking at the curves, how elegant it is, and the finish of the paint. We see an additional port here again to manage some of the airflow requirements for speakers that get down into the frequency range that these do. Beneath the port we've got the ELAC logo, model and serial number information associated with the 407s, and then their better binding posts with again a beautiful bridging clip between what is obviously the bass and high binding posts. The fit and finish of these is excellent, with a lovely feel to them. They have spared no expense as far as the quality of these fixture and fittings, and it's very straightforward to add spades, bananas or bare wire to that connection. Again, looking at spinning it around, we see its width and how it sort of sits leaned back slightly, and then again revisiting how beautiful and elegant the speaker is. So there we have it, ELAC's brand new Vela 407 floor standing speaker, unboxed here at the Listening Post in Christchurch, New Zealand. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more, subscribe to our channel.